back. They're back. Panda, Clem, welcome in. Beginning with Lost Odyssey, as I said we would. Don't know exactly what this means. We'll have to take a look. Hey, Teak. Yep, everybody gets new music every year now. It's a tradition I started. Oh, that should do it. Welcome in, everybody. So, Lost Odyssey, a game we began in 2019. And we did for 2 sessions. And the first session was one of the first streams I did with the camera. And then the second session I didn't do with the camera because I wasn't particularly happy with it or comfortable with it yet. And I wasn't happy with the inconsistency of that. So I basically just cancelled the playthrough. And I've been meaning to go back and like actually do this properly ever since. So here we are, Lost Odyssey. Yeah, how you doing, Spunk? Happy New Year to you too. So we're here, gonna do a new playthrough of it. We're gonna do it properly. Probably. There were 5 RPGs that were exclusive to the Xbox 360 that I was interested in. That I got when I got my Xbox 360. There was this, there was Blue Dragon, Infinite Undiscovery, The Last Remnant, and Tales of Vesperia. 3 of those are now available on other platforms. Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon are not, and we played Tales of Vesperia, and it was garbage. So, yeah. Well, I've enjoyed everything I've played of this. I've just not played it further than what we did in the stream. So, let's get started, shall we? So this, I think, was the first big game developed by Mistwalker, which was the company established by Hironobu Sakaguchi after he left Square. And it's also music composed by Nobuo Uematsu. So there's Final Fantasy heritage in this. So I think being completely removed from the preconceived notion of what a Final Fantasy should be is probably a good thing for this. I feel like you should probably have some kind of shielding over the people doing that. Like, they're very exposed there. That's a substantial introduction. Don't worry, this is a turn-based JRPG. Take a look at this, the way it establishes immediately that there's not necessarily such a thing as a party line and an enemy line. Enemies in front, enemies behind. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Alright, I see the trick. It's the first battle of the game and they're teaching me things. But not explicitly. feel like defending didn't really help though. Excellent. Welcome in, Ben. I've been looking forward to streaming this for a long time. I was never happy that I gave up because of my own issues with inconsistency. Yes, it is. All of the mods have new sound alerts for the year, as is standard, and like with the year of PlayStation, all of them are taken from your favorite RPGs. Hit the left. Oh no, defending definitely helped.
Okay.
Really? I was not aware of that. Well, thinking about it with the... What do they call it? There's the ring system in this. I think Shadow Hearts was the Judgment Ring system. I don't remember what it was called in this. This might be Judgment Ring and I might be getting confused. But thinking about it, I can see the crossover because of the rings, the ring system. Excellent, we're getting somewhere. Is open this finished, is it? I think it's an interesting idea to consider this potentially the last great JRPG. Like the last great traditional JRPG of its time. Because following this, Square had moved away from JRPGs quite significantly. The turn-based system mostly died. Persona 4, I believe, did come out after this. But, like, who cares about Persona 4? Beautiful. Then if you cared about it, you would have played it by now. That's not true. You just keep playing Final Fantasy over and over. Yeah, it seems kind of horrifying. What, is that like a planet or a moon above us? That's the intro to Lost Odyssey. visuals of this are something else. I've wanted to like explore Mistwalker's work for quite a while. Like there's to a lesser extent Blue Dragon. I've been wanting to play through the last story on the Wii for quite a while as well. But this has been the one that's interested me the most. The last story isn't a strict JRPG, not a turn-based RPG. I like the way this feels. And there it is. That's the last time we tried to do this. It feels a little sluggish, the way Kaim moves. But yeah, with this being a strict JRPG, traditional style turn-based JRPG, it definitely held my interest a lot more than the idea of the last story. And involving...
Guess we have no choice.
Blue Dragon, the presentation isn't as appealing to me as this. Because it's the Akira Toriyama art style. But, like, in a softer sense, I guess, than, like, Dragon Quest. And so I don't think it looks as visually appealing as a Dragon Quest game. So of the three Mistwalker RPGs that I've been interested in, this has been the one I've been interested in. Also, while we are here, real quick, take a look at the sound alerts, just in case you guys didn't hear them. Ones that have played so far. So we had Klims. We had Tix. We had Baines. What a parachute into Midgar. And we also had one that I set up for Pan. As I say, the mods, you get the fresh ones. The VIPs don't get theirs changed every year. They just get what they get. The mods get theirs changed every year, and this year it is themed around RPGs, and they're all taken from some of your favorite RPGs. This looks great, though. It's kind of crazy that this isn't available on like anything other than Xbox. Look at it. I'd buy a remaster of this on PC. The Ring. Alright, so it's target ring in this. Right. After you equip your character with rings, the attack command will bring up the target ring automatically. I feel like this definitely feels better than the way the ring mechanic works in Shadow Hearts. Target ring battle system adds assorted abilities to your normal attack with weapons. While the target ring system is activated, the target ring and time count will be displayed when you choose the attack command. When the time count starts, hold the right trigger and release it when the outer ring is directly over the target ring. If your timing is right, your attack will be completely effective. Perfect is the best result. If time runs out or your timing was poor, your result will be bad and you will not achieve any additional effect. You can achieve additional effects with the target ring system depending on the ring you equip. You can choose your ring according to your situation. This feels like a DLC thing. This ring in particular. Like, let's equip it, because it's obviously so much better. Critical damage on mechanical enemies, critical damage on magical enemies, critical damage on spirit magic enemies. Effective area is widened. So yeah, one of the issues I had with the Judgment Ring system in Shadow Hearts was, for one, it was required to make any damage, which, a little rough. And the angle the ring was presented to, I felt was less than optimal for visibility. Yeah, I remember you saying that they'd improved it in Covenant. I think this one functions something as a cross between a QTE and like a reversal of the trigger mechanic in Final Fantasy VIII.
Guess we have no choice.
So you hold the right trigger as you start to attack. So hold now, and then release when the circles align. Break a box. I feel like the fact that you're forced to stop when you go through a box like that is going to become tiresome.
No one gets in my way.
There we go, look at that. Look at that. It's one thing I wanted in Final Fantasy X, the ability to just like zoom out and see the whole map. You don't really appreciate how much you use a map in situations like this until you don't have access. I mean, like Parasite Eve was the
See anything?
See.
big example of that.
Maybe under the. Yeah.
Here, let me help.
Hold this.
Hey, hey,
What?
that guy over there. He's still alive. Huh? Hey, you!
What about the others? You alone?
What's your name? Your unit?
Second Lieutenant Kai Marganar, Commander, 17th Platoon, Armored Magic Troopers.
It's a miracle you made it. Come with me. This way. Unbelievable. One survivor.
Yeah. Amazing he made it out safe. Especially in that outfit.
Treasure chest. Ring assembly tutorial. Assemble rings you need for the target ring system and ring assembly. Remember that you need components for ring assembly. There are many different kinds of components. These components can be earned in battle or found in treasure chests or at stores. The ring itself can be used as a component too. On the ring assembly screen, you will find the ring formula list. Have the required components, you can assemble rings right away. Discover what's possible on the ring assembly screen when you find new components. You will find new ring formulas as you obtain new components. You can filter ring formulas by pressing the X button. Search the formulas as you obtain new components. Okay, so this is still the same area I was just in. I'm sure I saw them near a box that I could break. There we go. These items may come in handy later. Eastman. Oh, I can still move. Good question. How did such a thing happen?
We're pulling out! Let's move!
It looked like a meteor suddenly appeared above the battlefield and cracked open.
That's Officer Seth Balmore with the 43rd Magic Division. She's like you. She got out in one piece.
Really? You two are walking miracles.
Really?
Hey,
They look very precariously designed. Like they could tip onto their back at any moment. Why would you make such a long vehicle with no wheels at the back to balance it? The Magic Republic.
Here's where you get off, Lieutenant.
The Council wishes to hear from a survivor, sir. Sorry, not you, Officer Balmore.
hey, I'm a survivor too.
Yeah, but they wanted to hear from a man.
Council has only summoned Lieutenant Argonar. Sit down and shut up.
Yeah, lady.
Well, that's just weird.
This way.
I mean, it's not. It's basic sexism.
Follow me.
The split screen idea in cinematics is a neat idea. I like it. Allows for focus on specific elements without breaking up the scene. Alright, let's make our way in. Hello. The monorail? Oh wow, I can go way faster. Look at this. Look at that. Monorail? What's that name? Monorail. One more time. Monorail. Monorail. Alright. Onto the lift. Sonic the Hedgehog. Shut up. I think it's kind of curious, though, for a fixed perspective RPG in a time like this. Although I suppose, like, thinking about it, Vesperia also gave you no camera control. Maybe it's not as odd as I think it is. These designs are huge. What do you think? What about you?
Hey, you're that guy, right? The soldier that can't die. The 17th Division. That was the front line. They were smack in the middle of the Wool Highlands. No one could have survived that meteor crash. But here you are, without a scratch.
Beg your pardon, Lieutenant, but it's really strange. The few we were able to save were far from the center of impact, and even those men were seriously injured. It's hard to believe that anyone could have survived that inferno.
Then don't believe it.
The Council won't like that attitude.
Well, you're not the council.
Come on, tell us. How'd you make it?
You see, I found a huge rock to hide under. So I hid under it. And then once the smoke cleared, I realized it was actually your mum. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, but like, imagine if you have one of those like canes that people use to pull people off stage with the hooks. Imagine how much fun you could have pulling these people around. Even see the ring. You just need to take a look at things from another perspective. The Magic Industrial Revolution. The Magic Industrial Revolution. Things used to be good in this world before magic capitalism happened. Ever since magic capitalism. I have to go home to my magic house and pay my magic taxes. Listen to my bitch of a magic wife. sit down and watch some magic TV.
Years ago, a new power manifested itself onto the world. With its discovery came the magic industrial revolution. This power came to be called magic energy. Even now, there are none who can explain why this power, a power that merely lay buried within all living creatures, suddenly flourished as it did. Today, this magic energy permeates every corner of the world. It has changed the way people live, transformed the shape of industry, and has even altered the nature of war.
Now we have magic guns.
Is it true the Kents have requested a truce?
Indeed. We heard that enough men were committed to cover the Wall Highlands and that most of the Kent force were eliminated. This war was started by them. It's only right they withdraw.
We've also lost a tremendous number of troops. After suffering such a devastating loss, if the Goatsa were to strike now, there would be no way we could defend our country.
And there are also whispers that Goatsa was pulling strings behind the invasion.
What makes you think that the Goatsa were involved?
Why didn't we bring any chairs into the council
A large amount
room?
of military hardware has been moved from Goatsa to Kent. We assume Goatsa plans to use Kent to keep things stirred up and destabilize Ura.
Are you saying that even the meteor crash was a Goatsan plot?
My lord, I have some disturbing information on that subject. We suspect that a situation
Why is he
at
so
Grandstaff
fat?
may have caused the meteor crash.
Grandstaff. This is not the first time that stories about him reached my ears.
This is not confirmed, but magic energy may have leaked out of Grandstaff, interfered with something in outer space, and precipitated this disaster.
Gongora,
Yes, my lord.
the Grandstaff falls under your jurisdiction. Do you have anything to say?
Nothing for the moment. Where did you get this information? Construction of Grand Staff is going smoothly.
Now that the forces of Ura have suffered such devastating losses, I think we have no other way to protect our land except with the magic energy that Grandstaff will provide. We should hold off on debating the pros and cons of Grandstaff until we've thoroughly reviewed the world's current situation.
What you say makes sense, but our
Does
plan
it?
to use magic energy is a double-edged sword. With all sorts of rumors flying around, we might want to halt construction of Grandstaff.
What?
Only temporarily. As soon as it's clear that Grandstaff had nothing to do with the meteor collision, we'll resume construction immediately, Gongora.
A man with eyebrows like that is most likely a... Alright, where are we going? This way? Rolling around at the speed of sound. Oh, come on, Mr. Foxhound. The council's waiting. A long way. In a long way. Alright. Let's go. Come on, boys. Keep up. I thought we weren't wasting time, but you guys are just, like, casually strolling. Magic taxes. Hello. Alright, come on, let's go. Oh, I'm not controlling this. Well, we made it safely.
Well done. You may leave. Lieutenant Kaya Marganar, we thank you for a job well done. I am Roxian, chairman of the Central Council of Ura. Well, Lieutenant,
You say Ura?
it seems people are calling you the Immortal. We've heard there were almost no survivors from Ura or Kent after the meteor crashed on the Highlands. And yet, you appear to be unharmed, even though you were presumably at the precise point of impact. Tell me, how did you survive?
I don't know.
My lord, please allow me to explain.
Fine. Speak.
Thank you, my lord. Actually, this man is immortal thanks to my magic energy. He is under a spell of immortality that I conjured.
You can just do that?
I wish to know more. This immortality spell, how does it work?
I don't know.
What? Are you saying that you don't know about the spell cast on you?
I don't remember. I recall nothing.
My lord, this man has lost his memory. However, he is skilled in magic energy. So I have been studying his abilities.
Then what can you tell us, Gongora?
With all due respect,
Tell you, he has the biggest dick I've ever seen.
It is said that merely hearing it brings death near. For the safety of everyone, it is better that the spell be kept secret.
Very well. Since I trust your studied opinion, I shall take your word that we should not know the spell. Death is determined by fate, and one cannot fight it.
That's an opinion I wouldn't expect a politician to have.
Lieutenant, since it seems that you cannot be killed, the Council would like to bestow a special mission on you. We want you to go to Grandstaff.
My lord.
Gongora, you cannot keep this hidden any longer. Till now, construction has been left up to you, but we've lost contact with the site.
It's just that...
Gongora! Until we can confirm that Grandstaff project is safe, construction shall be suspended.
Yes, my lord.
So now, Lieutenant Argonar. You know of Grandstaff, under construction in the Sea of Bas?
Nope.
I've heard that it's a magic staff.
Yes, it is. As you just heard, all communications with the site have been cut off for some time now. Considering the danger from magic energy leaks, we suspect that no one can investigate the possible cause, except someone immortal.
Well, there is someone else.
What did you say?
At the Wall Highlands, another immortal. Her name is Balmor.
Well then, this other one shall accompany you. I shall summon her. Quickly, make the arrangements.
Yeah. Immortal road trip.
Right away, my lord.
My lord, pardon me for saying this, but I'm building Grandstaff for the sake of our nation and its people.
Okay, you're pardoned for saying that.
Enough! We will await Khaim's return and report.
Of course, my lord.
You are dismissed, Lieutenant.
Alright. Pressing the back button that no longer exists on Xbox One. Became a republic 12 years ago, eh? I wonder why they switched from a moniker. Alright, let's go. Did they take away that ring from me? No, they didn't. This really feels like something I shouldn't have this early. On nature, you say? Is this going to be another story about, like, eco... conservation, I guess? Look at the size of this cat. Who hides an antidote behind a poster? So magic energy, as a result of the magic industrial revolution, is turning regular animals into monsters. That dog doesn't like me. Is there anything I'd want to buy? The price we pay for the magical industrial revolution. Yeah, fuck those animals. It's the end. This isn't the end. I'm gonna sleep on a bed of swords. Ah, so he willingly abdicated the throne, and rather than appoint a successor, it became a republic? A bed of souls or souls? I said swords. Tale of swords and souls. I also wouldn't be into a bed of souls. Yeah, but that's war. And sleep on a bed of souls? I wouldn't.
And now, councillors, I propose that Gongora be removed from Grand Staff Project, with control transferred to this council.
My lord.
In addition, until Lieutenant Argonar completes his investigation, I propose that Gongora be confined to his residence under surveillance. Those who disagree with my proposal, raise your hands now.
It appears I have no choice but to agree.
I see there are no objections. It is decided.
They're early in the game for politics. What are you two looking at? Yeah, I just wouldn't want to sleep on a bed of feet. I don't think it'd be comfortable.
As Kaim slips into deep sleep, his dream unfolds. A dream or his past. At this moment, there is no way he could know.
A dream. The family members have tears in their eyes when they welcome Kaim back to the inn from his long journey. Thank you so much for coming. He understands the situation immediately. The time for departure is drawing near. Too soon. Too soon. But still, he knows this day would have to come sometime, and not in the distant future. I might never see you again, she said to him, with a sad smile when he left on this journey. Her smiling face almost transparent, and it's so fragile and therefore indescribably beautiful as she lay in bed. I see Hannah now, he asks. The innkeeper gives him a tiny nod and says, I don't think she'll know who you are, though. She hasn't opened her eyes since last night, he warns Kaim. You can tell from the slight movement of her chest that she's clinging to a frail thread of life, but it could snap at any moment. It's such a shame. I know you made a special point to come here for. Another tear glides down the wife's cheek. Never mind. It's fine, Kat. He's been present at innumerable deaths, and experience has taught him much. Death takes away the power of speech and the ability to see. Remains alive to the very end, however, is the power to hear. Even though the person has lost consciousness, it is by no means unusual for the voices of family to bring forth smiles or tears. Kaim puts his arm around the woman's shoulder and says, I have lots of travel stories to tell her. Looking forward to this my whole time on the road. Instead of smiling, the woman releases another large tear and nods to Kaim. Hannah was so looking forward to hearing your story. Her sobs almost drown out her words. The innkeeper says, I wish I could urge you to rest up from your travels before you see her, but Kaim interrupts his apologies. Of course I'll see her right away. There is very little time left. Hannah, the only daughter of the innkeeper and his wife, probably breathe her last before the sun comes up. Kaim lowers his pack to the floor and quietly opens the door to Hannah's room. Hannah was frail from birth. Far from enjoying the opportunity to travel, she rarely left the town or even the neighborhood in which she was born and raised. This child will probably not live to adulthood, the doctor told her parents. This tiny girl with extraordinarily beautiful, doll-like features, the gods had dealt an all too sad destiny. They had allowed her to be born, the only daughter of keepers of the small inn by the highway. Perhaps one small act of atonement for such an. Hannah was unable to go anywhere, but the guests who stayed at her parents' inn would tell her stories of the countries and towns and landscapes and people she would never know. Whenever new guests arrived at the inn, Hannah would ask them, Where are you from? Where are you going? Can you tell me a story? She would sit and listen to their stories with sparkling eyes, urging them on to new episodes with, and then, when they left the inn, she would beg them, Please come back and tell me lots and lots of stories about faraway countries. She would stand there waving till the person disappeared far down the highway, one lonely sigh, and go back to bed. Hannah is sound asleep. No one else is in the room, perhaps an indication that she's long since past the stage when doctors. Kaim sits down in the chair next to the bed and says with a smile, Hello, Hannah. I'm back. She does not respond, her little chest still without the swelling of a grown woman, rises and falls almost imperceptibly. Went far across the ocean this time. The ocean on the side where the sun comes up. I took a boat from the harbour way, way, way far beyond the mountains. I was on the sea from the time the moon was perfectly round till it got smaller and smaller, bigger and bigger until it was full again. Nothing but ocean as far as the eye could see. Just the sea and the sky. Can you imagine it, Hannah? You've never seen the ocean, but I'm sure people have told you about it. It's like a huge, big, endless puddle. Time chuckles to himself, and it seems that Hannah's pale white cheek slightly. She can hear him. Even if she cannot speak or see, her ears are still alive. Believing and hoping this to be true, Time continues with the story of his travels. He speaks no words of parting. As always with Hannah, Kime smiles with a special gentleness he's never shown to anyone else. He goes on telling his tales with a bright voice, sometimes even accompanying his story with exaggerated gestures. He tells her about the blue ocean, tells her about the blue sky. He says nothing about the violent sea battle that stained the ocean red. He never tells her about those things. Hannah was still a tiny girl when Kime first visited the inn. When she asked him, "Where are you from? And will you tell me some stories?" With her childish pronunciation, innocent smile, Kime felt a soft glow in his chest. At the time, he was returning from a battle. More precisely, he had ended one battle and was on his way to the next. His life consisted of travelling from one battlefield to another. Nothing about that has changed to this day. He's taken the lives of countless enemy troops and witnessed the deaths of countless comrades on the battlefield. Moreover, the only thing separating enemies from comrades is the slightest stroke of fortune. Had the gears of destiny turned in a slightly different way, his enemies would have been comrades, and his comrades' enemies. This is the fate of the mercenary. He was spiritually worn down back then and feeling unbearably lonely. As a possessor of eternal life, Kime had no fear of death, which was precisely why each of the soldiers' faces, distorted in fear, why each face of a man who died in agony was permanently burned into him. Ordinarily, he would spend the nights on the road drinking, nursing himself in an alcoholic stupor, or pretending to. He was trying to make himself forget the unforgettable. When, however, he saw Hannah's smile as she begged him for some stories about his long journey, he felt a far warmer and deeper comfort than he could ever obtain from liquor. He told her many things, about a beautiful flower he discovered on the battlefield, about the bewitching beauty of the mists filling the forest the night before the final battle, about the marvellous taste of the spring water in a ravine where he and his men had fled after losing a battle, about a vast, bottomless blue sky he saw after a battle. He never told her anything sad. He kept his mouth shut about the human ugliness and stupidity he had witnessed endlessly on the battlefield. He concealed his position as a mercenary from her, keeping silent regarding his reasons for travelling constantly. Spoke only of things that were beautiful and sweet and lovely. He sees now that he told Hannah only beautiful stories of the road like this, not so much out of concern for her purity, but for his own sake. Staying in the inn where Hannah waited to see him turned out to be one of Kime's small pleasures in life. Telling her about the memories he brought back from his journeys, he felt some degree of salvation, however slight. 5 years, 10 years, his friendship with the girl continued. Little by little, she neared adulthood, which meant that, as the doctors had predicted, each day brought her that much closer to death. Now, Time ends the last travel story he will share with her. He can never see her again, can never tell her stories again. Before dawn, when the darkness of night is at its deep, long pauses enter into Hannah's breathing. The frail thread of her life is about to snap as Time and her parents watch. Tiny light that is lodged in Caim's breast will be extinguished. Lonely travels will begin again tomorrow. Long, long travels. You'll be leaving soon on travels of your own, Anna. Caim tells her gently. You'll be leaving for a world that no one knows. A world that has never entered into any of the stories you have heard so far. Finally, you will be able to leave your bed, walk anywhere you want to go. You'll be free. He wants her to know that death is not sorrow, but a joy mixed with tears. Your turn now. Be sure and tell everyone about the memories of your journey. Her parents will make the same journey someday. Someday Hannah will be able to meet all the guests she has known at the inn, far beyond the sky. I, however, never go there. Never escape this world. See you again. This is not goodbye. It's just the start of your journey. He speaks his final words to. We'll meet again. His final lie to her. Anna makes her departure. Her face is transfused with a tranquil smile, as if she has just said, "See you soon." Her eyes will never open again. A single tear glides slowly down her cheek. Caim's mind is filled with lost pieces of past memories. Certain sights or conversations can bring these memories back in the form of dreams. To view episodes from 1,000 Years of Dreams again, rest at any inn or bed and select them from the start menu. You can view these episodes any number of times. When viewing an episode from 1,000 Years of Dreams, you pause it by pressing the start button or cancel it by pressing the back button. 1,000 Years of Dreams, if you were paying attention to the credits at the start, have a specific writer. I believe it was a Japanese novelist that they got specifically for the sake of writing these. They were collected into a book, I believe. Whether or not you'd be able to purchase it now, I imagine not. But I know it's well regarded. But we have an ad break coming up. So we're going to run this ad. And then we'll return with more Lost Odyssey. After these messages. And we're back. In the shed. Thank you, Glenn. What do you mean, items I find here? Like, if that was actually a thing you were offering, you'd have the items just ready and available, not hidden in pots. Well, let's go back to the council, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Oh, look out. Sorry, miss.
He's really not good at being sneaky, is he?
Wait, let go! My throat! My throat! Damn!
There's also, like, nowhere in this alley that Kime could have hidden that the guy wouldn't have seen when he came in the alley.
asked me to do it! It's the truth! I'm supposed to tell you to go to his manor. He has something important to tell you.
You are?
Jansen, messenger for Lord Gongora. At your service. Man, what an attitude. Jeez whiz.
Well, I don't know where his mansion is. You know where his mansion is? You know where his mansion is? I didn't press the button to talk to anybody. Thank you. I don't know, you give me his name. Am I supposed to guess who your son is based on his resemblance to you? Who's hiding money behind posts? It's another memory. The dream has been revealed. They weren't expecting one so soon. Lovely white flowers mark the town. They bloom on every street corner, not in beds or fields set aside for their cultivation, blending naturally in profusion with every row of houses as though the buildings and blossoms have grown up together. The season is early spring, and snow still lingers on the nearby mountains. A stretch of ocean that gently laps the town's southern shore is bathed in refulgent sunlight. What the fuck is refulgent? This is an old and prosperous harbour town. Even now, each day its piers see many cruise ships and freighters come and go. Its history, however, is sharply divided between the time before and the time after an event that happened one day long ago. People here prefer not to talk about it, the watershed engraved upon the town's chronology. The memories are too sorrowful to make stories out of them. Kaim knows this, and because he knows it, he has come here once again. Passing through, the tavern master asks him. At the sound of his voice, Kaim responds with a faint smile. You're here for the festival, I suppose. You should take your time and enjoy it. The man is in high spirits. He's joined his customers in glass after glass until now and is quite red in the face, but no one shows any signs of blaming him for overindulging. Every seat in the tavern is filled and the air reverberates with laughter. Happy voices can be heard now and then, as well as from the road outside. The entire town is celebrating. Once each year, the festival has people making merry all night long until the sun comes up. I hope you've got room for the night, sir. Too late to find one now. Every inn is full to overflowing. Seems. Not that anyone would be foolish enough to spend a night like this quietly tucked away under the covers in his room. Tavern Master winks at Kaim as if to say, not you, sir, I'm sure. Tonight we're going to have the biggest, wildest party you've ever seen. Everybody's invited, locals or not. Drink, food, gambling, women. Just let me know what you want, I'll make sure you have it. Kaim sips his drink and says nothing. Because he is planning to stay awake all night, he has not taken a room, though he has no plans to enjoy the festival either. Kaim will be offering up a prayer at the hour before dawn when the night is at its darkest and deepest. He will leave the town, sent off by the morning sun as it pokes its face up between the mountains and the sea, just as he did at the time of his last visit. Back then, the tavern master, who a few minutes ago was telling one of his regular customers that his first grandchild is about to be born, was himself just an infant. This one's on me. Drink up, says the tavern master, filling Kaim's shot glass. He peers at Kaim suspiciously and says, You did come for the festival, did you not? No, not really, Kaim. Don't tell me you didn't know about it. You mean you came here by pure chance? Right, so. Well, if you came here on business, forget it. You'll never get a serious talk out of anybody on a special night like this. Tavern Master goes on to explain what's so special about this night. You must have heard something about it. Once, a long, long time ago, this town was almost completely destroyed. There are two kinds of events that divide history into before and after. One is the birth or death of some great personage, hero or a savior. The other is something like a war or plague or natural disaster. What divided this town's history into before and after was a violent earthquake. It happened without warning and gave the soundly sleeping people of the town no chance to flee. A crack opened up in the earth with a roar, and roads and buildings just fell to pieces. Fires started, and they spread in the twinkling of an eye. Almost everyone was killed. You probably can't imagine it. All I know is what they taught me in school. And what does Resurrection Festival mean to a kid? Just something that happened once upon a time. I live here and that's all it means to me, so a traveler like you probably can't even begin to imagine what it was like. Is that what they call this holiday? Resurrection Festival? Uh-huh. The town was resurrected from a total ruin to this. That's what the celebration's all about. Kaim gives the man a grim smile and sips his liquor. What's so funny, the tavern master asked. Last time I was here, they were calling it Earthquake Memorial Day. It wasn't a festival for this kind of wild celebrating. What are you talking about? It's been the Resurrection Festival ever since I was a kid. That was before you were old enough to remember anything. Huh? And before that, they called it Consolation of the Spirits. They'd burn a candle for each person who died, pray for them to rest in peace. Sad festival, lots of crying. You sound as if you saw it happening yourself. You did. Tavern Master laughed with a loud snort. Look sober, but you must be plastered out of your mind. Now listen, it's festival night, so I'm going to let you off the hook for pulling my leg. Don't say stuff like that in front of the other townspeople. All of our ancestors, mine included, are the ones who barely escape with their lives. Time knows full well what he's doing. He never expected the man to believe him. He wanted to find out for himself whether the townspeople were still handing down the memories of the tragedy, whether deep down behind their laughing faces there still lingered the sorrow that had been passed down from their forefathers' time. Called away by one of his other customers, the tavern master leaves Kime's side, not without delivering a warning. Be careful what you say, sir. That kind of nonsense can get you into trouble. Really, think about it. The earthquake happened all of 200 years ago. Kime does not answer him. Instead, he sips his liquor in silence. Among the ones who died in the tragedy 200 years ago were his wife and daughter. All the dozens of wives and children that Kime has had in his eternal life, wife and child he had here were especially unforgettable. In those days, Kime had a job at the harbour. Just the three of them. He, wife, little girl. They lived simply and happily. Same kind of days had preceded today. Continue onto an endless tomorrows. Everyone in town believed that, including Kime's wife and daughter. Kime knew differently, precisely because his own life was long without end, and he had consequently taken pain, countless partings. Kime knew all too well that the daily life of humans there was no forever. This life his family was leading would have to end sometime. It could not go on unchanged. This was by no means a cause for sorrow, however. Denied a grasp upon forever, human beings knew how to love and cherish the here and now. Kime especially loved to show his daughter flowers. The more fragile and short-lived, the better. Flowers that bloomed with the morning sun and scattered before the sun went down. They were everywhere in this harbour town. Lovely white flowers that bloomed with the early spring. His daughter loved the flowers. She was a gentle child who would never break off blossoms that had struggled so bravely to bloom. Instead, she simply watched them for hours at a time. That year, too. Look how big the buds are. They'll be blooming any time now, she said happily when she found the white flowers on the road near the house. Tomorrow, maybe? Kime wondered aloud. Absolutely, his wife chimed in merrily. Get up early tomorrow and have a look. Poor little flowers, though, said the daughter. Nice when they bloom, but then they wither right away. All the better, said Kime's wife. It's good luck if you get to see them blooming. More fun. Maybe fun for us, answered the girl, but think about the poor flowers. Work so hard to open up, and then they wither that same day. It's sad. Well, yes, I guess so. A momentary air of sadness flowed into the room, but Kime quickly dispelled it with a laugh. Happiness is not the same thing as longevity. What does that mean, Papa? May not bloom for long, but the flower's happy if it can open up the prettiest blossom and give off the sweetest perfume it knows how to make while it is. The girl seemed to be having trouble grasping this, and simply nodded with a little sigh. Then she broke into a smile and said, "It must be true if you say so, Papa." A smile is more beautiful than any flower in full bloom. He should have said it to her. Kime later regretted that he had not. Words he had uttered so carelessly, he came to realise, turned out to be something of a prophecy. "Well now, young lady," he said, "if you're getting up early to see the flowers tomorrow, you'd better go to bed right now." "All right, Papa, if I really have to." "I'm going to bed too," said Kime's wife. "Okay then. Good night, Papa," his wife said to Kime. "Good night, dear. I really am going to bed." "Good night," Kime replied, enjoying one last cup to eat the day's fatigue. These turned out to be the last words the family had. Violent earthquake struck the town before dawn. Time's house collapsed in a heap of rubble. Time's two loved ones departed for that distant other world before they could awaken from their sleep, without ever having had a chance to say good morning to him. Morning sun rose in a town that had been destroyed in an instant. Amid the rubble, the flowers were blooming. The white flowers that Kime's daughter had wanted so badly to see. Kime thought to lay a flower in offering on his daughter's cold corpse, but abandoned the idea. He could not bring himself to pick a flower. No one, no living being on the face of the earth, he realized, had the right to snatch the life of a flower that possessed that life for only one short day. Kime could never say this to his daughter. You go first to heaven and wait for me. I'll be there before long. Nor would he ever know the joy of reunion with his loved ones. Live for 1,000 years meant bearing the pain of 1,000 years of parting. Kime continued his long journey. Dizzying number of months and years flowed by, years and months during which numberless wars and natural calamities scourged the earth. People were born, and they died. They loved each other and were parted from the ones they loved. There were joys beyond measure, and sorrows just as measureless. People fought and argued without end, but they also loved and forgave each other endlessly. Thus was history built up as the tears of the past evolved gradually into the prayers for the future. Kime continued his long journey. After a while, he rarely thought about the wife and daughter with whom he spent those few short days in Harbour Town, but he never forgot them. Kime continued his long journey, and in the course of his travels, he stopped by this harbour town again. As the night deepened, the din of the crowds only increased, but now as a hint of light comes into the eastern sky without a signal for anyone, noise gives way to silence. Kime has been standing in the town's central square. Revelers too have found their way here one at a time until, almost before he knows it, stone-paved plaza is filled with people. Kime feels a tap on the shoulder. I didn't expect to find you here, says the tavern master. Kime gives him a silent smile. The tavern master looks somewhat embarrassed and says, There's something I forgot to tell you before. Oh? Well, you know, the earthquake happened a long time ago. Before my father and my mother's time. Even before my grandparents' generation. Might sound funny for me to say this, but I can't imagine this town in ruins. I know what you mean. I do think, though, that there are probably things in this world that you can remember, even if you haven't actually experienced them. Like the earthquake. I haven't forgotten it. I'm not the only one. It may have happened 200 years ago, but nobody in this town has ever forgotten it. Can't imagine it, but we can't forget it either. Just as Kime nods again to signal his understanding of the tavern keeper's words, a somber melody echoes throughout the square. This is the hour when the earthquake destroyed the town. All the people assembled here close their eyes and clasp their hands together and offer up a prayer, tavern master and Kime among them. Kime's closed eyes come the smiling faces of his dead wife and daughter. Why are they so beautiful and so sad? These faces that believe with all their hearts that tomorrow is sure to come. Music ends. Morning sun climbs above the horizon. Everywhere throughout the town bloom countless white flowers. 200 years, the white flowers have changed. Scientists have hypothesized the earthquake may have changed the nature of the soil itself. No one knows the cause for sure. The lives of the flowers have lengthened. Where before they would bloom and wither in the space of a single day, they now hold their blooms for 3 or 4 days at a time. Moistened by the dew of night, bathed in the light of the sun, the white flowers strive to live their lives to the fullest, beautifying the town as if striving to live out the portion of their life denied to those whose tomorrows were snatched away. We got a posture check. Sit straight back on the chair. Alright. This. Cat. All right. What these seeds are going to be used for? All right. Well, here's the mansion. Seriously though, these things look like they will fall over if anything happens. You should have one of these wheel sets further back. Hello.
House arrest is going too far. I have firmly opposed Roxian on this. Do not despair, Gongora.
Thank you, Your Majesty. It is much more than I could have asked. Your father would have been pleased.
I could never fill my father's shoes. And now that Ura is a republic, I am simply a citizen like everyone else. I am no longer Your Majesty.
I respect the royal blood that flows in your veins. It is only fitting that I offer the respect you're due.
I don't think people are just automatically due respect because of who their parents are.
Do not be foolish. People will think you're a dissident who wants to restore the monarchy.
I'm truly happy that you have come to see me. You've always been so kind.
You taught me the rudiments of magic. I cannot help but be kind to you in return. I cannot understand Roxian. I believe he intends to stop work on Grand Staff.
Yeah, he pretty much said that.
It makes me angry, Gongora. Our entire nation has benefited from magic energy, yet he does not understand the significance of Grand Staff.
But what if the rumors are true and it is causing magical...
Staff, just think how much better our people's lives would be.
What about the supposed side effects of the magic industrial
You
revolution?
have seen the future of Ura and how Grand Staff can make it happen. Roxian's vision is too narrow for our nation to grow. I am sorry you had to witness that.
There is no need to apologize. I'm happy Your Highness understands. But even if they stop Grand Staff, we could develop a newer and far better magic engine.
Please let me know what you need, Gongora. I can help you.
I am unworthy, Your Highness.
This guy has fucking sequins on the back of his armor. Look at that. It's like, one of those tacky jackets you can get with, like, little fake diamonds in the back. It doesn't look impressive, it looks silly. Man has bad taste. Cool, do you want to direct me to the central laboratory? No? Well, I guess I'm just going to wander unopposed around the place then. This door? Or this door? In his garden stealing his flowers. Had to take a dump in the bushes. Alright, let's progress with plot. Oh, fancy. So he's doing his own research in his own home. I mean, if Grandstaff did cause the disaster at the Wall Highlands, I wouldn't call that a minor error. A meteor fell out of the sky and cracked open. Thousands died. I wouldn't call that a minor error. Hell, if anything, I think Roxian's being pretty reasonable. Suspend activity and construction on it, and send an impartial party to investigate. None of that's unreasonable.
That woman. How could she be in Ura without me knowing?
Hello.
Good, you're here. I asked you here for only one reason.
Hold on.
What is it?
Oh no. Great, here he comes. whoa, 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 hey! Hey, you are really short-tempered. Hey, I don't have a sword, okay? Easy.
Why are you here?
I told you I'm just a messenger. I came to see if you really come or not, which you have, so that's good.
That's enough, Kaim. He's on our side.
He's either going to be like the best character in the game or the worst.
Thanks.
I don't think there's going to be an in-between.
We can use him. He's cunning and quick, and he has many connections. I want you to take him on your investigation of Grand Staff.
No way, sir.
You know, I thought he'd say that, my lord. His shoes, hello?
Look, this other immortal joining the investigation, she might be dangerous.
Why?
The woman was once a pirate. I don't know how it happened, but she's now a soldier for our army. Well, the past is the past, and I know little else about her. Take Jensen with you. He can help keep her in check. Despite what else he may be, he has a healthy respect for women.
I don't think that sounds...
So, you know, I heard she was a looker, if you catch my drift. I mean, you've seen her, right? Okay, be that way. You guys are way too serious.
Pirate.
I think it's because everybody else who's been presented to us so far has been quite serious.
I'll be there early. Oh yeah, you can count on it.
And he clearly is intended as a more comedic character.
You're the only one I can trust. I can't leave here for a while. The Grand Staff is my life's work. So if something is wrong, I want you, with your immortal powers, to find out what it is. Understood?
Mortal powers?
You'll be briefed later. You should go now.
I'll be right behind you.
Mired in subtlety. Yeah, that's the difference, I think.
Fun to work with.
This is for your trouble.
Wow, nice. You know, my lord, I've been thinking, working with this guy, it's like playing with fire. I mean, did you see his eyes? I mean, that's creepy. I got a bad feeling about this whole thing. I mean, this little guarantee is not going to be enough, I'm afraid, to keep an eye on him. You're going to have to give me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
You're already under a magic contract. Don't get greedy.
Whoa, hey, okay, that's some serious mojo, buddy. Easy, easy.
Is your fee still unsatisfactory?
Okay, not funny. I'm not laughing, okay? I didn't stick my neck out for this, okay? Jeez, everyone's a pain in the ass. I'm taking a bath.
I think it's a fairly traditional thing in a lot of Japanese, like modern Japanese tellings, popular media and such, to have a character like that that stands out regardless of the setting, as someone who may be intended as a little more comedic. I mean, Shane wants Hades from Kirk. That's an odd thing to ask me. I better look around a bunch. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I think the development philosophy behind this is kind of interesting. Not necessarily specifically from the developers, but from the publisher. Like, it's specifically a Microsoft game. Published by Microsoft, issued by Microsoft. And it's one of a few games early on in the Xbox 360's lifespan that Microsoft commissioned, developed by Japanese studios, with the hope of gaining a foothold in the Japanese market. Japanese games specifically for the Japanese market. It didn't work. The Xbox 360 still sold terribly in Japan. I just get there. Alright. It was definitely worth coming back. But yeah, like I say, that character in this setting is either going to end up being like the best character or the worst character. There's probably not going to be an in-between. Back to the inn, I guess. Oh, hey. It's a woman.
Hey! I've been looking everywhere for you.
Okay, well, you found me. Bye.
I heard about the Grand Staff investigation. Looks like we both got the short end of the stick. It's not enough that we just keep surviving, eh? There's always something.
I feel like that was unnecessary.
So, what did you learn in the council?
Nothing to do with you.
Oh, really? Say, haven't we met somewhere before? Hmm? Ugh. Nothing to worry about if you can't remember. Neither can I.
You too, huh?
I can't recall a thing. All I know is that my name seems to be Seth Balmore. People say I used to be a pirate. Isn't it strange that both of us lost our memory and are immortal? Maybe we met a long time ago. I sort of get that feeling when I look at you.
See, that idea, I think, is one of the most interesting
enemies?
concepts this game
Or
has.
allies. Or maybe even lovers. Looking forward to starting our journey.
As well, you
tomorrow,
play as an
Kyle
immortal who
Morgan.
lost his memory. Okay.
You still haven't been contacted by the council?
Kind of a
You
standard
set out
thing,
for
maybe.
Grand Staff tomorrow morning. I thought you would have heard by now. Oh,
You're not the only immortal,
I'll be
and
joining you on your little
all immortals lost their memory at the same time. That makes things a little more interesting. Anyway. Hello. Well, I can't see it. Well, that's the thing, because I've not played that deeply. Like, deep enough to know. But it seems like there's more, like, multiple immortals, and that they all lost their memory at the same time. And that creates a mystery that I think is kind of interesting. I remember thinking that the timing of it was when the meteor hit, but I could be wrong. And it's something I feel like I remember from the last time we streamed this when I was playing it. Oh, wonderful. Alright, well, we're heading out. Super fast. Yeah, I guess it's just a mystery we're going to have to solve together to... Alright, let's go. Everyone? No, I've just spotted something shining. Hmm. You drop this. We're unlocking these pretty fast. Everyone in the marketplace hates the little girl. Not yet 10 years old and far from having outgrown the sweet innocence of childhood. She earns only open contempt from the grown-ups who have shops in the market. The reason is simple. She lies about everything. Hey, mister, I just saw a burglar go into your house. Look, lady, everything just fell off your shelves. Hey, everybody, did you hear what the traveler said? Bandits are planning to attack the market. Even the most harmless white lies can be annoying if repeated often enough. And the shopkeepers have found themselves growing angry. You better watch out for her too, the lady greengrocer warns Kime. Nobody here falls for her lies anymore, so she's on the lookout for newcomers or strangers. Somebody like you would be a perfect target for her. She could be right. Kime is new to the town. He arrived a few days... Kime is new to the town. He arrived a few days ago and has just started working in the marketplace today. What do her parents do? Kime asks while unloading a cart full of vegetables. The woman frowns and shakes her head with a sigh. She doesn't have any. They died? The mother did at least, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was a healthy young woman who never so much as caught a cold in her life. Then one day she collapsed. That was it for her. How about the father? She sighs more deeply than before and says he left to find a job in the city. The parents used to operate a variety store in the market. though the mother almost single-handedly took care of the actual buying and selling of many of the goods they carried. As soon as she died, the shop's fortunes took a plunge, until it was eventually taken over by someone else. Father went off to the distant capital city in search of a good-paying job that would enable him to cover their debts. He promised to come back in 6 months. He has been gone for a whole year now. Letters used to arrive from him in occasion care of his friend the tailor. Those two gave out about 6 months ago. I guess you could say it's sad for such a little girl to be waiting around for her father to come home. Still, the girl now sleeps in the corner of a communal storehouse run by people of the marketplace. We all used to talk about taking care of her, to be stand-in parents for her until her father comes back. This is no surprise to Kaim. He knows from his own experience that all of the people who work in the marketplace, not just this plump, kindly woman, good-hearted and generous despite their limited means. Otherwise, they never would have hired a stranger like himself. But before long, that first 6 months went by. Long before that 6 months went by, we were all heartily sick of her. She was a sweet, simple girl when her mother was alive, but this experience has left her kind of twisted. All of her sweetness is gone. Of course, we all feel sorry for her, and we take our turns feeding her and dressing her in hand-me-downs. The way she keeps telling lies to all the grown-ups, nobody really cares about her anymore. Why can't she see that? She must be lonely, don't you think? With a pained smile, the woman shrugs and says, "It's enough gabbing for one day. Work, work." Back inside the shop. Kaim is sorting vegetables, and as he's unloaded in front of the shop when he hears a little voice behind him. "Hi, mister. You new here?" It's the girl. "Uh-huh. You're not from the town, are you?" "No, I'm not. Are you living upstairs while you work here?" "For a while, at least. That's what I'm hoping to do. I'll tell you a secret, okay?" Starting already. "Okay," Kaim says without pausing in his work. "There's a ghost in this marketplace. People here don't tell anybody about it because it's bad for business, but it's really here. I see it all the time." "Really?" Kaim responds with feigned surprise. He decides to play along with her rather than scold her for lying. In this endlessly long life of his, he's encountered any number of children who have lost their parents or been abandoned by them. Sadness and loneliness of children who have been cast into the wide world alone are exactly what Kaim feels himself. He continues to wander through the infinite flow of time. "What kind of ghost?" "A woman, and I know who she is. It's the ghost of a mother who lost her child," she says. "Little girl, only child, died in an epidemic. Overcome with grief, the mother chose to die, and now her ghost appears in the market every night, searching for her daughter." "The poor mother. She killed herself so she could be with her daughter, but she can't find her in the other world either. So she keeps looking for her here and calling out, 'Where are you? Hurry and come with Mummy to the other world.'" The girl tells her story with deadly seriousness. "Don't you think it's sad?" she asks Kaim. She actually has tears in her eyes, which is precisely why Kaim knows she is lying. Even if he had not been warned by the woman, he would know this is a lie based on what she told him about the girl's background. Kaim carefully arranges bunches of well-ripened grapes in a display crate and asks the girl, "Why do you think the mother can't find her daughter?" "What?" The girl asks him with a dazed stare. "Well," he explains, "the girl is not in the other world, and she's not wandering around in this world. So where is she?" Kaim does not mean this to be a cross-examination. He simply feels that someone who lies out of sorrow can have a far easier time of it by recognizing life for what it is. Loneliness of a girl who has lost her mother and been abandoned by her father consists not in telling one little lie, but in having to keep on lying. Now that you mention it, that's a good point, the girl says, smiling calmly. "Really? Where did the girl go?" Guy momentarily considers pointing at the girl as if to say, "Right here." But before he can do so, she continues, "This is the first time anybody's ever asked me that. You're kind of different." I wonder. "No, you are. You're different. the girl insists. I think we can be friends. Her smile deepens. Kime smiles back at her, saying nothing. Just then they hear the lady greengrocer coming from the back of the shop. The girl dashes away. Just before she disappears around a corner into the alleyway, the girl gives Kime a little wave as if to say, "See you soon." For the first time, the face of the girl with the all-too grown-up speaking style shows a hint of childness, hitting her years. The girl begins coming to see Kime at the shop several times a day whenever the lady greengrocer is not around. She tells him one lie after another. I baked cookies with my mother last night. I wanted to give you some, but they were so good I ate them all. Bandits kidnapped me when I was a little baby, but my father came and saved me. Beat up all the bandits so I didn't get killed. My house? It's a big white one at the foot of the mountain. You're new here, so you probably don't know it. It's the biggest house in town. You don't have a family? You're all alone? Poor Kime. I wish I could share some of my happiness with you. All her lies are born of sorrow. Sad, lonely lies. She could never tell to the marketplace people who know her background. At the end of the chat with Kime as she is leaving, the girl holds her finger to her lips and says, "This is just our little secret. Don't tell the lady grocer." Of course, Kime says nothing to anyone. If he happens to find himself in a situation where the market people are speaking ill of the girl, quietly slips away. Lies and disparagements are funny things. They don't take shape because someone tells them, but rather because someone listens to and voices agreement with them. A truly isolated individual can never speak ill of anyone. The same can be said regarding lies. If she has someone to tell her lies to, the girl need not fall into the abyss of true isolation. To protect her small, sad share of happiness, Kime plays the role of her listener, raising no objections. One day, when the girl comes to see Kime, take special care not to be noticed by the lady grocer or the owners of the neighbouring shop. "Tell me, mister, are you planning to stay here for a long, long time?" "No, I'm not," says Kime, continuing to unload vegetables and fruit. "You'll be leaving here when you save up enough money?" "Probably." "You don't have enough yet?" "I'm getting there," he says, turning a strained smile on the girl. This is a white lie of his own. He already has enough money to support himself on the road, nor has he taken his current living job because he needs money so badly. He is here because he has not found a destination he wants to travel to. A journey without a destination is an endless journey. Wise men say that you need dreams and goals in life. Dreams to accomplish and goals to realize shown as guideposts in life precisely because life is finite. So then, what should the dreams and goals of one who has been burdened with a life that had no end? Kime's is not a journey to be hurried, nor is it one that can be hurried. Perhaps drifting day after day with no destination cannot even be called a journey. "If I were you," says the girl, "I would get out of this marketplace as soon as I had saved up enough for 2 or 3 days of travelling." Kime responds to her with a silent, pained smile. What would be the look on the girl's face if Kime were to tell her, "I'm staying here for you"? I'm finding the meaning of my life for now in providing you with a listener for your lies. The moment these words come to mind, words he can never actually speak to her, the girl looks around furtively and says in a near whisper, "If you want to get out of here soon, I know a good way you can do it." Good way? Sneak into the tailor's and steal his money. There's a little pot in the cabinet at the back of the shop. It's full of money. Are you telling me to steal it? Yes. She looks straight at Kime without the slightest show of doubt in her eyes. In all seriousness, she goes on to explain that Taylor deserves to have his place robbed. The money in the pot, she says, is tainted. "I know this girl, a good friend of mine," she says, "and it's so sad about her. Her mother died and her father went off to work in the capital and she's all alone. Her father was supposed to come and get her after 6 months, but she hasn't heard a thing from him. Yet another lie born of sorrow." Kime kindly asks, Is there some connection between your friend and the tailor? Of course, she says. A close connection. What's really happening is the father was sending her money every month. The way he was supposed to help make her life in town a little easier. He kept writing to her. He wanted to tell her he found a good job in the city and she should come to live with him right away. He's too busy to come for her, so she should come to him. He sent her money for the trip. None of the letters or money ever reached the girl. Why do you think that is? Before Kime can answer, the girl says, the mistake he made was to send the letters and money care of the tailor. He's been keeping all the money for himself. Kime looks away from the girl. In order to prop up one sad lie, the girl has piled on a still sadder one. A lie that can hurt another person. This is the saddest thing of all. Lock on the tailor's back door would be really easy to break, the girl adds, as she gallops away without waiting for Kime's reply. The girl comes running into the grocery store the next morning, shouting for the owner. She says directly to the woman, not to Kime, burglars broke into the tailor's shop last night. She says she saw a number of burglars sneaking in late at night after the marketplace emptied out. My oh my, says the woman with a forced smile. That must have been just terrible. She is obviously not taking the girl seriously. But it's true, though, I really saw them. Look, little girl, I had just about all I can take from you. Such a little liar. It scares me to death to think about you growing up to become a burglar or a con artist or something. I'm busy trying to open my shop now. Do you mind? Try it on someone else. She's hardly through speaking when someone outside shouts, Help! Somebody come! The tailor is standing in the street looking horrified and screaming at the top of his lungs. Burglars! They took all my money! The little girl slips away as the tailor comes in. Marketplace is in an uproar. The girl was not lying, that much is certain. But, all too accustomed to her lies, people now suggest the possibility of another kind of lie. Maybe she did it. What do you think? So it begins. I think you may be right. Talk about play acting. I wouldn't put it past her. Let's go find her. We'll make her tell, even if we have to get a little rough with her. No one objects to the suggestion. Some run off to the storehouse while others start searching the marketplace. Can't find her anywhere. The storehouse is empty. She ran away with the money. As the searchers return with their reports and speculation, Kime finally understands everything. After all her sad lies, the little girl has left behind one final truth. We couldn't have gotten very far. Yeah, we can still catch her. Little thief, wait till I get my hands on her. Then rage and the women fan the flames. Good, give her what she deserves. We were so nice to her, and now look how she treats us. We can't let her get away with it. A dozen men start to run after her, but Kime stands tall in the road, blocking their way. Hey, move it! Men are out for blood, but Kime knows if he felt like it, he could knock them all down and he won't be able to lay him. Instead, he relaxes his powerful stance and throws a leather coin pouch onto the ground in front of the men. Stolen money is in there, he says. What? Sorry, I stole it. Hugh's stir quickly turns into angry shouts. Kime raises his hands to show he will not resist. Do what you like with me. I'm ready. The lady grocer breaks through the wall of the men, shouting at him. How could you do this, Kime? I wanted the money, that's all. And you're not just saying this to protect the girl? The woman's intuition is too sharp. Forcing a smile, Kime turns to the tailor and says, It's in the pot in the cabinet, right? The man nods energetically. It's true, he must have done it. I had the money in a pot. He's the thief. Money wasn't the only thing in the pot, though, was it? What are you saying? You had some letters in there, too. Letters from the girl's father. It's a lie. Don't be true, though. No, there couldn't have been any letters. I threw them all. Taylor claps his hand over his mouth. But it is too late. Lady Grocer glares at him. What's this all about? She demands. No, I mean... Better tell us everything. The people's angry glances turn from Kime to the tailor. Some days later, 2 letters arrived from the girl addressed to the lady at the grocery store and the nice man upstairs. Time's letter says the girl managed to find her father in the capital. He has no way of knowing if this is true or not. It's hard to imagine a little girl finding her father in the big city so easily without knowing his address or workplace. Still, he decides to believe it. The girl's letter says, "I'm happy now." Human beings are the only animals that lie. Lies to deceive people, lies to benefit oneself, and lies to protect one's own heart from the threat of crushing loneliness and sorrow. If there were no lies in this world, much strife and misunderstanding would surely disappear. On the other hand, perhaps this world is a mixture of truth or lies. People have now learned how to believe. When he is through reading his letter, Kime turns to the woman. Concentrating on her own letter, she shyly raises her head. She senses Kime looking up at her. "I give up," she declares. "Listen to this. I'm so grateful to you and the others in the marketplace for all you have done for me. I'll never forget you as long as I live." "A liar to the bitter end, that girl," she says, smiling through her tears. Well, we have another ad coming up. So we're going to run it, and then we'll be right back with more Lost Odyssey. Don't go anywhere. We're back.
Brother, it's been too long.
Yes. So I've been going for over 2.5 hours. Gonna be a slow burn RPG. Or maybe it'll speed up, who knows. It's okay for things to take a while if you enjoy them as they take a while. So sooner or later, something does need to, like, happen. Eventually, or, like, you do get bored. Alien Isolation's kind of interesting in that regard. It's very finely walking the line between
Why aren't we leaving?
suspense and
gone by now.
becoming boring before the Xenomorph first appears.
What? Who?
There's somebody else on the team.
Huh? I haven't heard about that.
I have.
What the? This is the other guy?
Yeah.
Whoa, baby. What a...
Oh,
I can't believe my luck.
reeks of booze.
Why are you late?
Can't you tell? A man's got to do certain things before leaving on a mission like this, and I know what I had to do.
Jerk.
Ah. Thank you, my lovely. Do or die Johnson is now off to meet certain death.
I miss you. Oh, Jensen, come back to us. We still have that
Oh,
bottle
that is
for you.
so sweet. I know. Oh, don't say that. That's so nice. Oh, you know, girls, I'm already missing you. Hey, can I have just 15 more minutes? I need 15 for her, and her. That's 45 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Like we would wait for you, you worthless drunk.
That hurt.
You
not very
poor
nice.
things.
I think I
You
was
know
very
what?
good.
You're free to go.
Hey,
Thanks for bringing him to us.
Ah.
Well, thank you. You're such a doll. You come and play with us next time, honey. More than
Hey,
that.
don't touch me. Get out of here. Shoot.
Oh, that's not very nice. Okay, bye-bye, girls. Don't cry. I'll be back. Don't worry. Okay.
Well, I think we found the Clem of the group.
Great. Just what we need. More useless baggage.
Hey, that's not nice. I ain't gonna come in real handy. You know, you can count on it. Whoa! Hey.
Who's counting on what?
Ow. Hey. Man, you are so angry. What is your problem? Hey, you ready?
Drinking, overly talkative, caught up with the ladies. I don't know, it's seeming on point so far. You're right, but... Yeah. Mortals like Jansen learn new skills by raising their level, but immortals don't acquire new skills by leveling up. Mortals can learn skills from mortals using Skill Link. Configure Skill Link from the skill menu. By selecting a mortal, all of the skills learned will be displayed. Select the skill you want to learn and a link will be established. To learn a skill, you must fill the SP gauge. SP can be gained in battle. An immortal using Skill Link with a mortal can only earn SP towards the linked skill if they are both in the formation. After using the Skill Link, don't forget to set the battle formation. Skills can also be learned from accessories. Some accessories grant the user effects of skills simply by equipping. The skills learned from mortals will not be effective until you assign them in skill slots. Immortals can use skills assigned in skill slots. Don't forget to assign the skills you want to use in here. Overly talkative. Overly talkative? Overly talkative.
If he's so smart, how come he's dead?
How come you're dead, Clem? Alright, skill link. What do we got? Oh, white magic. Always set that first. Are you? I have yet to see proof of this. Yeah, so I remember, like, when we were doing this, I thought this was kind of an interesting system. Like, immortals can't learn new skills through leveling, they have to learn through other characters. And it creates a balance of mortals and immortals in your party. It's an interesting setup, and we'll see how well it works as the game goes on. Ipsilon Mountain. Alright, let's go. Is it rare to run into travelers like in the immediate outside of the city? I would have thought that's the place you're most likely to run into travelers. Probably get a couple more of these. There we go, that's probably fine. You think that's fine, Clem? Alright, let's go off on our journey. Alright, so we're here. This is where we came from, and this is where we're going. I said, do you think this is fine, Clem? The items that I bought?
Quick, easy bug. I just gotta follow him. This is like a death march. Hey, we gotta get through that? There's no road!
Pull yourself together. If this is all it takes to wear you out, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't wear out in bed.
Once we get through here, there's the Ipsilon Range. Those mountains are steep and rugged. The weather is unpredictable. And since the ground is unstable, we have to be on the lookout for rock slides, too. Of course, I expect to see you take a tumble into the canyon before we see any rocks doing it.
Yeah, funny. You know, Lord Gungora was saying you have a problem with your memory, right? I mean, you sure know these mountains well enough. And of course, you know you shave your legs every day and you pluck your eyebrows. And you owe me money, so I'm confused. You sure you really don't remember?
My body remembers.
What?
There was a time when I used to rush through here. I was a pirate, and supposedly I also went through these mountains. But I just don't know what the truth is. I don't have any answers.
Huh. Well, what about you? Did anyone tell you what you once were? No. Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, since you're so upbeat and happy, I doubt if anyone will remember you.
That's fine with me.
Oh?
My body also remembers.
How so?
Just that it was painful. If I happen to remember, and my past didn't amount to much, then I think it's probably better to have never remembered.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Kaim, there's no need to rush it. Your memories will come back gradually. And they're not all bad.
What? No breaks?
Just had a break.
You just had one.
There we go.
Yeah, how about some water? A little fruit? How about a foot massage? My feet don't stink. Kaim,
Yep, definitely,
you up for
Clem.
that? Hello?
But Clem, the feet thing. Here we go. Remember combat? A thing that this game had? Can you imagine this being the first RPG you've ever played, and so you need to have the concept of rows explained to you? That's crazy. I feel like most Final Fantasies don't bother explaining it to you. Alright, guard condition. Indicates the guard condition. Allies guard condition. Total HP of the front row. Uh-huh. Okay. It makes sense, I guess. Yeah, the turn order. Casting interference. Game, I can't see the turn order until the attack starts.
There's no rhyme or reason to battle.
You got 2 SP. I guess. Spells can be bought in stores or learned by raising your level. Merely acquiring a spell does not mean you can use it. Spells can only be used when you equip the skills needed for the spell in question. To use the menu to view the list of spells you've learned in the spell book. It will also display the MP required, casting time, and which characters can magic. Alphabetical letters represent the casting speed within 1 turn. S is the fastest and it will go slower from A to H. Number represents how many turns are required before the spell takes effect. Curious. Why are there just pots out in the middle of nowhere like this? Ground. I obtained ground. Okay, that feels concerning. Okay, what is this ground then? Thank you, Clem. It's black magic? Really? Alright, got a new ring. Kind of crazy, like if you don't go down this side path, you won't have earth magic. I'll have to pay attention for stuff like that.
Not too smart, eh?
Oh boy. A daggerbird. A diacorn. Cliffhanger. And a Kellerlon. That's good work, Jensen. Nice shot, Jensen. Nice. I think it's genuinely kind of surprising to find JRPG I guess in like the HD era that's willing to have a battle system that's as slow paced as this. Not a negative thing. I'm just... crap. Yeah, it's not a negative thing. I'm just kind of surprised. I was expecting by this period that there'd be a demand on speed. Everything go faster. It's that white magic. That white magic. Do we have any level 2 black magic? Sleep and Prism, what are that? Enemy to sleep. Random elemental damage on all enemies. Interesting. And is there anything down here? Pots in a chest. Knight's Coat. It's probably either the ability to defend or cover for others. Recovers GC when using defend while being attacked. But isn't GC based on our like frontline hit points? Building over there.
Oh yeah! Let's get it on!
Okay, so that one's considered in the back. Nice.
Only the strong survive.
Everybody gets levels. Alright, so Seth learned the ability from that accessory. Swap it out with that one. And then you can have... No, we're not going to give this to you. And we might as well set it.
No one gets in my way.
Oh no, more birds. It's kind of surprising, given the active nature of the combat with the ring system, that they have you set up the turns for every character and then do them one by one in what is actually fairly quick succession. You think they'd do it and then let you do the thing and then let you choose the next turn. No, they want you on your feet during this battle system, this turn-based battle system. Barricade, is that another one? Yep, white magic barricade. We're just finding these in the middle of nowhere. Really highlighting that you've got to be looking around. That looks kind of odd. Hmm.
Hey, I want to ask a favor. I'm just gonna ask this once, okay? Will you listen?
All right already. What do you want?
Whining. Okay. Is that all you can say? Can't we just rest in that hut over there?
All you do is complain, complain, complain.
I'm not like you two. I'm a normal human being.
What should we do?
All right. Let's rest.
Thank you.
I've definitely seen Clem do that move. Antidote. Yeah, it's definitely worth just like throwing down a save. I don't know what's going to happen. Something might happen when I go up the stairs. So, save when I pass the save point. Smart thing to do. Not yet. I want to talk to Seth before. Yep. If they're giving me basically protect and shell this early. We finally reached the mountain hut. Everyone is worn out. I can barely keep my eyes open long enough to leave these few words. Latu, Barada, Nikto. Giant monster inhabiting the Ypsilon has appeared. Only glimpsed its shadow near the peak, but it was enough to make us think twice about going on. Got a light fever, probably from the rain during the climb. Weather changes so fast up here. I still have my appetite and I've taken some medicine too. I should be fine after I'm rested. Scott came around today and we played chess together. I ate his face. Itchy taste. I thought the Ypsilon Mountains were a terrifying place, a nest of monsters, but everything is so beautiful. We discovered an exquisitely rare flower today. There isn't much else to do right now. Master of the Ypsilon Mountain finally seems to have moved on. At last we can leave this place. We're going to ensure our safety tomorrow and depart. And then they died. Of butt cancer. Right. And I guess we'll call it a night.
Listen, if either Kime or Seth seem like they're starting to regain even a fragment of their memories, use this.
What is it?
Well, that's suspicious.
Oh, hi. I couldn't sleep. I'm usually exercising, sparring with people, and I work out a lot before I...
Was that all?
Was what all? About what?
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Can't believe we left this on all night. I'll turn it off for safety's sake. Save again. Da-da-da. Alright. Weird that you continue standing in front of the door like that, though.
The air feels humid.
Well, it's not going to rain. I know the weather. I have a sense about these things. And the sun's going to break through any second, and you'll be peeling off the clothes. Trust me. Oh, great. It's raining. What'd I say? It's gonna rain. I knew it. Man.
Meanwhile... Still wearing that bedazzled armor. Even at the dinner table. Oh yeah, I'm just an ordinary citizen, he says.
You're dismissed.
Oh, you see that eye roll?
Oh, Lord Gongora, please wait.
Pardon the intrusion.
Oh!
Gongora, what are you doing?
A moment, please.
What is going on, Gongora? Answer me! The council has placed you under house arrest!
Behold.
Look at how big my hand is. Holy fucking shit.
Gongora, what is the meaning of this?
There are those who do not wish the monarchy restored to power.
But I do not wish it to be restored to power.
With all due respect, while some fools completely support our current republic, there are also those who long to restore a powerful monarchy. Regardless of what your highness may desire, our country struggles with two political forces, the past and the present. You must be aware of this. Fortunately, I was able to sense your danger through magic energy. Even though I am under house arrest, I could not allow you to be harmed. There are many ways I can secretly move from my manor to yours, your highness.
If I was learning about this just before, like just after I'd been the victim of an attempted poisoning, I'd be like, I'm sorry, why do you have secret ways into my house?
I, however, cannot. Had you not come, I would have ended up like that mouse.
You can always rely on me, your highness.
Thank you, Gongora. Thank you.
Well done. We'll have to push him harder. I'll be in touch when the time comes.
Meanwhile, doesn't feel like a good idea trying to push your way up this mountain in this heavy a storm. Like, especially with how thin the path is. Like, you're gonna slip. Emmy Award-winning episode of Batman the Animated Series, The Upstreamers. Strong winds have always blown across the vast grassy plain. Perhaps the area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises to the horizon where the sun sets. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grasses that do grow all lie flat on the ground, bending westward. Caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west, using the wind at their backs to gain distance. Travellers heading from west to east must always use the circuitous route that snakes around the southern mountains. It is much farther that way, but much faster than crossing a plain head-on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction. nor are they likely to change far into the distant future from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises and disappear over the horizon where the sun sets. They never pass oncoming travellers, with only the rarest exceptions. The first time she passed Kime on the Windstream, the girl was just an infant. So was my grandmother alive then? In the response to the girl's untroubled question, Kime smiles and answers. She was, and I remember what a nice old lady she was too. Looking back down the road, the girl points towards the line of hills fading off into the distance. My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey. Is 7 a lot? Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. People they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey and then they keep travelling. The girl points down at the ground where she is standing. This is as far as I've come, she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family professes a pious belief that if they devote their lives to walking eastward against the flow of the wind stream, they will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. People call believers in that religion the upstreamers. The word carries a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The upstreamers are devoid of worldly desires. They live their lives for no greater purpose than travelling eastward on foot. They are free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, their journey ends. Their family's journey continues. From child to grandchild to great-grandchild, their belief is carried on. The journey of this girl's family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking from the wind stream's western verge with her son, who was then the age the girl is now. The upstreamers do not walk for the entire year, of course. During the season when the winds are especially strong, from late autumn to early spring, they take up residence in various post towns scattered along the road and earn day wages by performing tasks townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others conversely take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are people with whom they have fallen in love with during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of the town life. Such are the reasons the townfolk look upon the upstreamers with complicated gazes. Little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself, some years from now, might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in that town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has no idea at this point what lies in store for her. The girl's father calls out to her, "Time to go." Their brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. "Too bad," she says. "I wish I could have talked with you more, but we have to get to the next town by the time the snows start." Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips chapped, but her smile is wonderful as she wishes Kime a safe journey. It is the serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life, without the slightest doubt. "Will I see you again somewhere?" she asks. "Probably," Kime answers, smiling back at her, but he can never match that smile of hers. He is in the midst of a journey take him beyond the western edge of the wind stream. He heads to the battlefield as a mercenary, and by the time the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It'll be a long, cruel journey with nothing to believe in. He meets the girl again along the way, Kime's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines of him. "This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? Goodbye then, the girl says, trudging on, one laboured step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flown by when Kime next meets the girl. Spring, the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers. She's become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. This is my third spring here, she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. In a few days she'll give birth to a child. She'll become a mother. And your parents? Kime asks. She shrugs and glances eastward. They are continuing their journey. I'm the only one who stayed on here. Kime does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in a town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other. The only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. But never mind about me, she says, looking at him suspiciously. You haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. 1,000-year-old Kime, 10 years is nothing but a change in season. Some lives are like that, he says, straining to smile. Some people in this world can never grow old, no matter how long they live. He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again, living through the endless ages of time, it's a blessing or a curse. Kime's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. If that's the case, she says, you should be the one who got most of the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer. She could be right. For all, the lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the wind stream, as far as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kime responds with a few slow shakes of his head. I'm not qualified to make the journey. No? Anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes. Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness. No one has actually seen it, though, I guess. The place where the wind begins. The place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the eastern end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing there too. Not just an east wind. West wind, north wind, south wind. Winds without limit, without end. Human beings who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Kime knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. How about you? He asks the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this for the space of a breath. Caressing her swollen belly, she cocks her head and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever. Or then again, I might feel that desire to reach the starting point of the wind. All the upstreamers, without exception, say that you can never know what might trigger a return to the journey. One day, without warning, you slow off the entire town and start walking. It's not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back to the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. Teachings of the upstreamers say that all human beings harbour a desire for endless travel. Probably are not aware of the desire because it is stashed away so far down in the breast that deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, the person becomes an upstream. Even you have the desire, the girl says to Kime. I wonder. True, she says. No question. Look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time he met her. Fixing him with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself. But I'm sure you're happy with your present life. Of course I am. You really think the day will come when you want to set out on your journey, even if it means giving up on that happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then something reminds Kime of the girl's word. Everyone harbours a desire for endless travel. A Kime, living itself is a journey without end. In the course of his journey, he has witnessed countless deaths. He also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak, and yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels inexplicably, that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, finite as it is, than to anything else. Travelling down the windstream for the first time in many years, Kime spies the funeral of an upstream. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers to passing travellers, urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kime takes a flower and asks the boy, "A member of your family?" "Uh-huh, my grandma." The boy nods. The face is image of one Kime knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kime is sure of it. Grandma travelled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from way, way beyond it and she got all the way out here. The girl must have set out on her journey after all. Turning her back on the town life, leading her child by the hand, she trod away along the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins would be passed on to her child, her grandchild, on through succeeding generations. Head for a land one could never hope to reach. Do so generation after generation. This is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile on the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Kime lays the flower at her feet as an offering. Family members who have travelled with her join together in a song for the departed. The wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows, sweeps across the vast grassland. Kime takes one long, slow step towards his destination. Have a good trip, calls the boy. Red and cracked as the girls were so long ago, his cheeks soften in a smile as he waves to the departing traveller.
You got it.
It is raining in the battle screen, it's just difficult to see. It's possible, but think about how memories work for you, Teak. More of a flash than a linear experience. Recall hours really in seconds. Almost there with Alright. Burn steel. There's probably a use to that. I only really need one person with factual analysis. Rest up, we'll save, and then we'll call. One thing I do remember is we have a boss coming up. We don't have the time to deal with it for the next ad break. And I don't really want to go for like another couple of hours. Or like another 45 minutes, half an hour. It's interesting to consider though, like what will set off the memories. You might be like, you know, why don't we just not deal with the dreams? And I'd say they're considered like a part of the game. They're, I think, an important part of the backstory. I think they are anyway. We'll find out when we finish the game whether or not they were worth it. And this is how I'm choosing to play the game. But yeah, we're going to call it here. And we'll continue with this. What day? I guess tomorrow, because I won't be streaming Saturday, because Clem streams. It's fine. Jansen's at level 12. How many party members we can have? Because there's room for quite a few. Looking at that, like, you could probably fit at least 5 more party members in there. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Panda, Clem, Teak, Sponk, Bane. That's everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and keeping me company. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Like I say, we should be back tomorrow with more of this, and we'll see if we do a longer session tomorrow. I didn't feel like streaming, honestly, today. But it's the first day of the year, and I felt like we should start the year with it. And we've done like 3.5 hours, so it's a good. We'll see how we do, how we feel tomorrow, and hopefully about having a longer stream. Ideally, we'll get back to where we left off. I was looking at the archive for it, and we did this, like last time we did this, when we were playing it the previous time and we only did 2 sessions. It was 2019, so it was still very early in life. And we got to... I feel like when I left off, we were in Cage. I have a vague memory of Cages. Hopefully we can get up to there, and maybe a little past that. Tomorrow. But yeah, let's have a random sound.
Memories broken, the truth goes unspoken. I'm vivid, forgotten my name. I don't know the season or what is the reason I'm standing here holding my blade.
But yeah, that is pretty much it. So there's not really anything else to say except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and we'll catch you next time, guys.